Hi, Dave Weiner from Cleveland, Ohio. I'm talking about retention of business, how you deal with your clients. Let me tell you, the most important thing in dealing with clients is to avoid surprises. Clients do not like surprises. So you want to make sure that you don't have any bad surprises for them. Obviously, if it's a good surprise, that's fine, but they don't like surprises. What you want to do are some very simple things to avoid surprises. Have a budget. Make sure you know a budget going in. Make sure you keep up to date with that budget. Make sure you talk about how you're doing on that budget every 30, 60 days, depending on the length of the project. Have calendars. Make sure everybody knows, you and your client knows what's going to go on when. Give them plenty of lead time so that they know this event's going to happen at this time. It doesn't happen on a Tuesday when you call them up on Monday and say, oh, by the way, we have a hearing tomorrow in Des Moines. You don't want to do that. You want to have them up to date. You want to keep them up to date every time you can. And when you get a new document in the case, a letter, a brief, something from the court, you send it to the client. You don't just send them that document. You explain what the document is, what the highlights in that document are, and what you're going to do about that document, and what you suggest they do about it, so that they're not just getting a document just like you get it over the transom. That's not your job. Anybody could do that. A secretary could pass a document on. Your job is to explain what's in it. And you want to make sure that the client knows who's working on the case at all times, how they can reach those people at any time, night and day, voicemail, emails, the whole thing. Have everybody have a contact sheet. Tell them how they get a hold of a person. If you're not going to be available at a certain time, tell them who then they should talk to. Very important to do scheduling ahead of time so that they know when they're going to be asked to do something. You can't send them a brief on a Monday and say, I need comments tomorrow, because they may be doing something else. How would you think of that? And so you want to tell them, I'm going to be sending you a brief a week from tomorrow that I'm going to need comments on within 10 hours, 2 days, whatever. Ask them ahead of time. Will that fit your schedule, client? Not my schedule, your schedule. If it doesn't, then you accommodate the client's schedule. That's what we talk about, being sensitive to the client, no surprises. All right, have the client also always prepared for changes. And try, if there are going to be changes in the schedule, anticipate them as much as you can ahead of time so that it doesn't just come out of the blue. Other things you want to do is, with dealing with clients, know who your client is. Find out who the key person is. Is it the person that called you? Is it the person that sent you the case? Or is his boss or someone else in the area? Talk to them. Find out how they like to do things. Do they want to get the full copy of the brief? Do they want to get the exhibits with the brief? Or do they want to get a summary of the brief? Find out how they like to do their business. Talk to them. Sit down and visit with them. Try always to go visit with them on their turf at their time. It's important to visit. Almost always, when you go visit, you come out with some new business. They like it when you go visit. Don't say, why don't you come down to the law firm and have lunch? You go to their place, have lunch with them. Find out what they like to do for hobbies, what their children like to do, when their birthdays are. It doesn't hurt. Send them a birthday card, send them a little cake, whatever. Be sensitive to clients. It's important to think about it, how to deal with clients. It's a full-time job.